Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Education Through Experience. I have another guest here with us. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hey, how you doing? I'm Tyler.
And how old are you? And where are you from?
I am about to be 27 years old. I am from New Haven, Michigan.
Nice. And how long have you been on testosterone?
I've been on testosterone for 2 years and 6 months as of this month.
Oh, nice. Congratulations.
Thanks, bro. Thanks, bro.
And then how long before that did you actually come out as transgender?
I came on as trans in 2015, I would
Okay.
say.
Okay.
That's really knew that I was who I was, honestly. If I can really be technical.
Right. And then how did your family feel or the people around you feel when you came out?
Honestly, off record, I got people who are, still struggling with the process, and I got people who are very, very much supportive,
Mhm.
and I love that because what people don't know, you can always educate. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't mean that they'll never come around. You know?
Right. So you kind of got a mixture of people who were supportive and people who didn't.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay, for sure. And then are you taking like injections? Or are you doing gel or patches?
I do injections.
Okay. And how has that been for you?
Oh man, honestly, it's been really good. Like it's been a journey actually. I go in every single Saturday, and I normally let the doctors give it to me because it's
Oh
more
wow.
safer that I'm keeping count of how many days I've been on it, how many shots I've had, and the proper way to do it, especially if I'm having problems on the medication. I
Mhm.
can automatically tell the doctor, like, hey, this doesn't feel right then and there instead of, having to make an appointment from home.
Oh wow. Yeah, I haven't talked to anyone who goes to the doctor to get their shot.
Oh yeah, it's way better process. I actually should do them at home in the very beginning, but I was having problems with giving them to myself because a lot of the time I was trying to get the medication all the way in there, and the needles that I had in the beginning, it just wasn't working for me. So I would rather, further, had assistants doing it instead of doing it myself, so I could learn and better educate myself on how to get myself the shots.
And where were you giving them? Like in your leg or your stomach?
I used to give them to myself in my leg, but now I do them in my butt.
Okay. Does it feel better doing it in your butt rather than the leg?
Honestly, yeah, because a lot of my nurses, shout out to all my nurses, they normally squeeze the cheek, and that's a big point when you're giving your shots because it burns and it
Yeah.
takes it's a thick gel, and it takes a lot to get it in the syringe. It takes a lot to get it out the syringe.
Right.
So squeezing definitely helps.
Okay. That's good. Do you find it a hassle to have to go to the doctor every week to do it?
In the beginning, because at first it was transportation, but now I just got a car, so it's not so hard.
Mhm.
So it's like it's better
Yeah.
because again, you're keeping track of how many shots you've taken, especially if there's a problem. The doctor can easily educate you and be like, okay, this is the day you had your last shot. So what symptoms are you experiencing if you're having problems? It should be from this date to this date. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And um stuff like how do I use it? So they can minimize the time how long you've been, dealing with the situation that you're dealing with, if that makes sense.
Right. Right. Um, what were some of the issues you were having prior to going to the doctor to get it, like when you were doing it yourself?
Okay, so the first problem I was having was getting my period again. I had stopped it and then ended up getting it again, and I was like, okay,
Wow.
there I'm either doing it wrong, maybe I'm not giving myself enough. And the problem was that they ended up taking me off of the full doses to give me a half.
Oh wow.
And when they started giving me a half and they started regulating it and they started drawing my blood regularly, it started to become more of a better solution because again, you have a time frame, so in that time frame they counted down, okay, so you've been feeling this way for a month to 2 months, okay. Then that means we need to regulate your shots from not just 1 week to once, every other week, you know.
Yeah. So you kind of had issues kind of finding out what dose was right for you.
Right, right.
Okay. 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 And then what dose are you on now?
So I'm on 200 milligrams, but I take a half a milliliter. I don't take the full. So it actually makes it last a lot longer,
Okay.
other than how it used to. I used to take it once a week. So yeah.
Nice. Well, I'm glad that you kind of got that sorted out. How often are you having to get blood work just to kind of check on things?
Okay, so I get blood work once every 6 months
Okay.
to
Yeah.
to make sure that my vitals are good and to make sure that it's still at the appropriate levels.
Right. Right. Yeah, for sure. Good. I'm glad that you are starting to get that worked out. Are you in a relationship, or has being on testosterone affected any of your relationships in the past?
I'm actually engaged
Oh,
currently.
nice. Congratulations.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm getting married July 31st.
Nice.
So yeah, but honestly, I would never say testosterone really affected my relationship. I would say um when I first started taking it, I was beginning to know myself, and I would never call that a problem
Right.
because every learning, it's a learning experience. You're learning yourself over again. So
Right.
you're gonna have downs, you're gonna have mood swings, you're gonna be a different person because you're transitioning into a completely different person.
Right.
So yeah,
And then the person that you're with now, were you with them prior to transitioning?
yes,
Yes. Okay. Nice. So they had no issues with.
no, no,
Okay. That's awesome. I'm happy for you.
thanks, man, I appreciate it.
Yeah, of course. Have you had any surgeries?
I have. I've had my top surgery done for a year now,
Okay.
as of 29th, 2023, which is this year now. I
Yeah.
got it last. Um, and I'm getting my hysterectomy done August 22nd.
Oh, nice.
You know,
And how did
look
your
at
top surgery go?
man, it went beautiful. I had Dr. Christopher Lumley. He is absolutely the best doctor. He advocated for me beyond belief, and he did more work than what he even needed to really do. He really looked out for me. You know,
Nice. And was he local to you?
yes.
Okay. Nice. That's awesome. Did you have to come out of pocket, or did your insurance cover it?
Okay, so I my insurance ended up covering the majority of the surgeries, but he did extra work, so I ended up doing like a payment. So I only came out of pocket, I say one time.
Okay.
Bad. Again, I'll always say that. Like it wasn't bad at all.
Nice. Well, that's good. And then for the hysterectomy, are you getting that done locally as well?
Yes, I am. I actually going to the University of Michigan. And they have like a healthcare system that does top surgery and
Okay.
hysterectomy, methodoplasty, and phalloplasty. And
Okay.
they do a lot of they pretty much walk you through the transition in so many words.
Right. Right.
So
That's awesome. I'm glad you have that kind of support in the area near you. A lot of guys don't have that. Some states they don't really have services for guys like us like that.
oh yeah, it's all about pro tip is doing research.
Right.
First thought was I didn't think I was gonna be able to do this because how am I gonna do this? And I tell anybody, yes, it was a lot of work researching and Googling and
Right.
calling. The first step is to call your healthcare card. Continue to call them because they gave a big list and just search in that area
Hmm.
and keep calling to make sure that at the end of the day you get as closest to the area as you can. Because don't get me wrong, my doctor's appointments is almost about an hour out away from, but it's all worth it because it's like you can't get no closer than that.
Right. For sure. Yeah. And are you planning to do phalloplasty or a metoidoplasty?
I'm actually doing methodoplasty,
Okay.
but that until after my hysterectomy. So I'm gonna end up doing. See, there's two different types of methodoplasty. There's the original,
Hmm.
and then one where they add, like they can do it from like the jawline or they can do it from like the arms.
Okay.
Depend um how big your, and I'm not trying to be too vulgar here,
No, you're good.
but now that how big you are down there,
Yeah,
so, and how healthy you are. Being healthy is a big, big, big part when deciding whether or not how healthy you are for surgery. Because a lot of people make this big mistake,
Mhm.
and when they get surgery, they start regretting it because they didn't do all, the health risks. This could possibly happen, and
Right,
this could possibly happen.
right. And
You
there's a lot of risks.
No, of course, because a lot of the time, and I'm just speaking in general, a lot of the time people have their ideas that they want may not be as realistic as much as their body wants it to be. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
I wanted phalloplasty, and a doctor says, "Listen, your situation is a lot different than most people because you're a lot more different down there than most people." And I understood that. And she says to me, okay, you can go this route because it'll be healthier for you.
Mhm.
But here are the risks if you go down this route. And I love the fact that they explained it to me down to the T
Right.
without giving the runaround, if that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah, there are definitely a lot of risks, and some people just don't even think it's worth it,
Yeah,
because you never know what's gonna happen. Like you said, you think, oh, it's gonna be all perfect, everything like that, but most of the time that's not really the case.
absolutely. You gotta really prep for it. Like when they tell you to work out, work out. It doesn't mean just, whatever means changing your diet, because your diet is a big reason of how it plays a part in your healing process.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? If you continue to eat badly and you don't, work out at least an hour to 2 hours a day, the healing process is going to be a lot harder than others.
Right, for sure. And two, you want to make sure you work out and stuff prior to surgery, because after surgery you won't be able to do that for a while, as your body heals.
Exactly. You're going to be on, see, with having it, okay, so when you get bottom surgery, you're going to have a catheter bag. So you're going to have to sit down. You don't have a choice.
Right.
Then once the recovery, you're going to have to learn how to you're going to have to learn how to you're either going to sit to pee or you're going to have to stand to pee, but you're going to have to learn how to get used to having, and again, I'm not trying to be vulgar here, but you're going to have to get used to having genitals. You know what I mean?
Right, right.
So it's all about, how healthy you are.
Yeah, it's definitely a big change in the way you do things after surgery. Like you said, whether it's with catheter or with, your new penis or whatever. Um, that's awesome. I'm glad that you figured out what you want to do. Do you have a date for that? Or are you kind of waiting until after your hysterectomy?
I'm just kind of waiting to after my hysterectomy
Okay.
and follow up appointment because I want to make sure everything went well.
Yeah.
Especially, you know, um, after that, because your body goes through a whole lot. You can give your body some time to rejuvenate and see if you can take all that.
Right.
Because you may not be able to take all that right then.
Yeah, for sure. And is the doctor that does your hysterectomy? Are they also doing the metoidoplasty, or is it a different surgeon?
So there's I call them like okay, so it's not the same doctor, but it's like they're in the same,
Like the same clinic?
yeah, like
Yeah.
they're in the same, they work on gender affirmations in so
Yeah.
many words.
Okay.
They specialize in that type of thing.
Okay. That's cool.
Yeah.
So for your top surgery, what was the hardest part of your recovery?
I will honestly have to say probably scarring.
Yeah.
It was a lot of pain. Sometimes even nowadays it's still a little tender,
Hmm.
and a little rub, cocoa butter on it and Vaseline.
Right.
Other than that, I have no complaints, man.
That's awesome. After a year, have you gotten most of your feeling back?
I have feeling. I would say I had feeling in the very beginning. That's why I didn't have drains like everybody else did.
Okay.
I am getting drained manually with like a little syringe, so I get like drained from like each armpit, and end
Mhm.
up just feeling on its own. So
Nice. Yeah, I had drains and they sucked.
Yeah, no, I understand. My doctor was telling me like you don't really need the drains, but if you want the drains, it's gonna be a lot of like work as far as like make sure keeping it clean and I understood that, but for me, it was like I didn't need them. Like I already had like pecs. I didn't really need it.
Okay. Did you have the keyhole?
I'm sorry.
Did you have the keyhole top surgery or which one did you have?
Say it one more time. I didn't hear you.
The key which top surgery did you have? Because there's different ones.
So I just did the what's it called? He definitely told me. I'm so sorry. I
Did,
was blank. I'm
no, you're
every
good.
time
Like
I blank out.
do you have scars like all the way like across?
Yeah, all the way. I forget what he calls it. The word for it.
Oh, like the double incision?
Yeah, it's double incision. And he did work on the nipples. I forget what he calls it.
Like the nipple grafts?
Yeah, the nipple grafts and
Yeah, okay.
stuff. They call it
Okay.
different. It's not called nipple grafts. It's called something else.
Okay.
But yeah, just like nipple grafts. I really wish that I could know all the technical terms for all these transitions. I just say top surgery, bottom surgery,
Right, right,
hysterectomy.
right, right,
These
right.
are like, because they have so many names for, a different type of surgery, and it's like they're so long. It's like the whole entire alphabet in one little
Right.
word.
Right. Yeah. So I'm guessing since you like your results that you don't have any dysphoria anymore as far as like your top surgery.
No, no, not at all.
That's awesome. And
Yeah.
then since you haven't had bottom surgery yet, do you use like a packer or like a stand to pee?
No, not
No,
at all.
you're
Nope.
never into those.
No, man. Personally, I like to sit down. I'm lazy. I'm so lazy. I don't even care. Like I'll sit down. It ain't that big a deal.
You're like even after my bottom surgery, I'm still gonna sit down.
Like, what's the point of standing up? In reality, you really should kneel when you urinate. You really shouldn't be standing up because the restraints. You know,
Oh, really?
yeah, you should really kneel and pee.
I don't know if I want to get my knees on the dirty ground, the bathroom.
Do like a little kneel, and you like put it up, and you do like a little kneel, and you just you prompt yourself.
Huh.
So, because
Interesting.
I don't know, you are different. It's all different.
No, for sure. Let's see. Do you have any interesting stories or experiences that you've had being related to you being transgender?
Interesting story. Okay, I don't have really any stories, but um, just more like well, I'll say an experience going through the transition.
Mhm.
Really sitting there and waking up every single day and continuing to try to be yourself. That's the biggest experience I've ever been experiencing, still experiencing.
Right.
You know,
Have you did you experience any backlash or anything like coming out? Like were you working at the time when you started coming out?
yeah, but honestly, see, I don't even know how to really explain. I was the type of person that being um African American was enough, man.
Right.
You know, they didn't really look much as like if you were different, you were different, but it really was because really your sexuality. It was more like the color of your skin. So
Yeah.
you know, it's hard to say backlash because I don't know. I don't know how to explain that. You
No,
know.
yeah. No, that's understandable for sure. Well, you answered pretty much all of the questions I had for you. Did you have any questions for me?
Uh, what about you? How long you been transitioning?
So I will be 4 years this August.
Nice. How about your do you have bottom surgery yet?
Yeah, I had bottom surgery last April. So a
Okay.
little bit over a year. I had phalloplasty.
Okay. How you enjoying it for
I like
yourself?
it. I know I definitely like it for sure. I had some complications, so I'm finally like 100% healed as of like a month ago. So I had like 2 repair surgeries, but yeah, right now I'm very happy.
That's good, man. I'm proud of you, man.
Thank you.
How long you been on T?
Yeah, 4 years in April. Sorry, four
Oh,
years in August. Yeah.
okay. I'm sorry, man. I didn't hear you.
No, you're good.
Okay,
Yeah, 4 years in August.
that's nice, man. Congrats, man.
Thank
That's
you.
so.
Yeah, thank
So,
you.
if you mind me asking, when did you know that you were trans?
Well, looking back, like I remember being really young, like 4 years old, thinking like, oh, like I'm a boy, whatever. But I didn't really have the knowledge of what trans was, right? I just felt like I had these feelings. I didn't really know what to do with them. Um, but it wasn't until like late 2018 was when I really started piecing together like what that really meant. So yeah, I would say like 2018 is when I really started to like, yeah, like this is what it is, because that's when I started to have the knowledge of like what trans really was. So yeah, end of 2018, and then about end of 2019 was really when I started medically transitioning.
Nice.
Yeah, it was definitely a struggle in the beginning, but definitely worth it, I would say.
Oh yeah. How'd your family take it?
Um, in the beginning, it was a little tougher for my mom. But everyone else was pretty much very supportive. And at the time, the girlfriend that I had, her family was very supportive. So it was very easy for me to start the transition because I felt like all the support, all around me. It definitely would have been harder if I didn't see that and I kind of had to go through it like by myself. That definitely would have been hard. Um, but yeah, most overall, like I was very surrounded with people who supported me. So that I was very lucky with that.
I'm bad. I'm so glad. You
Yeah, and
deserve
then
it.
thank you, man. And then yeah, everyone else that I've been with, like relationship wise, since then has supported me 100%. My fiance now, she supported me. She's helped take care of me throughout all my surgeries. So I'm very grateful.
Congrats, man. Congrats, man. For real.
Yeah, we're getting married next February.
No way. No way. Congratulations. Don't get married in July.
Yeah, that's awesome. How long
Heck
have you
yeah.
been engaged?
I've been engaged to her for about 2 years. We've been
Okay.
together for about 4 years.
Okay. Nice. Yeah, we've been
How about
together.
you?
So our wedding date next year will be our 2 year mark together. So we've been together for like a year and a half. And then next year on our wedding will be our 2 years. But we've known each other since elementary school.
That's amazing, man.
Yeah. I mean we weren't like together, the whole time, but we kind of like reconnected early last year. So yeah, very exciting.
That's amazing, man. Congrats. Congrats.
Yeah, thank you. Very excited.
That's good. Where'd you get your surgery? What doctor did it?
So I had my top surgery in San Francisco with Dr. Brian Perrette, and then I had my phalloplasty in San Francisco also with the Crane Center. They specialize in gender affirming surgeries, kind of like how you were talking about
Right.
with Dr. Michael Safer. But then he actually moved to LA. So when I needed him for my repair surgeries, I had to go down to LA to see him. Um, but I loved him honestly, so I didn't mind having to travel to him. I wouldn't want anyone else. Very personable. He like gives out his phone number to his patients, so you can literally call him. Like I can call him right now, and he would answer. So, yeah, I definitely would recommend him for sure.
That's good, man. That's good.
Yeah.
That's really wow. What about your actually your topic? Okay. Wow. Wow, man. So if you let me ask a little personal question,
Yeah. Go
you
ahead.
know, how is it?
How
I'm
was
not sure I
it?
can get.
How was what?
How personal can I get?
No, go whatever. Ask me whatever.
Ah, maybe we should talk about this off camera.
No, you're good. This is part of the education. You know what I mean?
Thinking to myself, like, once it's healed, you can still, jerk it off, right?
Yes.
Thank God. Everything's still normal, like you're
Yeah.
still good. It's
No.
normal. Like,
Yeah, everything's normal. But I haven't had the so for phalloplasty,
Right.
you need like the pump or the semi-rigid rod in order to like get an erection. So I haven't had that yet due to like the complications I've had. So penetrative sex is a little harder. But they, there are several devices that you can get. So I'm kind of like experiencing with that right now. Like different sleeves or like I actually just got one in the mail today, called the Elator. It's mostly catered to like cis men with erectile dysfunction, but there have been a lot of good reviews from men who had phalloplasty. So I'm gonna try that out actually today. But yeah, other than like penetrative sex, like I said, which has kind of been difficult. Like like head and like jerking off, all those things. A1, perfect.
I love it. I
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah. Peeing standing up is awesome. You like to sit down, but peeing standing up is awesome. I actually peed outside for the first time a week ago, and that was awesome.
Yeah, they let you urinate outside.
Well, we were like at a lake, so I
Oh,
just went to by the tree.
yeah, yeah, yeah. No,
Yeah,
I get it. I went shirtless for the first time. Now I'm still feeling naked.
yeah, yeah. No, that was awesome too, being shirtless for the first time after top surgery. Very
Yeah.
good for it.
Oh man, I can't wait. I'm stoked, man. You get me more excited
Yeah,
daily to keep pushing
yeah, yeah.
to the transition because no matter what, man, you want to be your best version of you can be no matter who agrees, who doesn't agree,
Right.
because at the end of the day, man, we're all people, man.
Yeah, and it really only matters what you think and what makes you happy.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's for certain.
Yeah. Did you have any more questions?
Not at the moment, no.
All right. Well, feel free. You could reach out to me anytime on Facebook. And I can also give you my Instagram too. You can always DM me there, me on there. Um, yeah. So I want to thank you very much for joining me today and answering my questions and sharing your experience. I find it very helpful. Prior to transitioning, I was watching videos of other trans guys. So I know this definitely helps other people who are new to the process. So I want to thank you very much, and I'm sure that the audience will thank you as well.
Absolutely, man. No problem, man. Thank you for having me and congrats again. And, you know, it was good talking with you.
Yeah, you too, man. We'll keep in touch, and then I'll send you the link when your episode posts.
For sure, man. God bless you, man. Be safe.
All right, man. You too. Have a good day.
You too.
All right, bye.